Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Shafiqah binti Ruzaiman from TAC 1101A. My ID student is 2025204326.
My name is Tia Inshira binti Firdaus Marzuki and my matrix number is 2025882706.
My name is Kasino Aisyah binti Mahmud and my student number is 2025202336.
Part A, Question 1. Aisha, a financial consultant, plans to buy her first property in 8 years and decides to invest 42,000 ringgit to grow her saving. She is considering two investment schemes. The first option, Alpha Fund, offers an interest rate of 6.15% compounded quarterly, while the second option, Sigma Trust, offers an interest rate of 6.05% compounded monthly. Question 1. For each scheme, calculate the total amount Aisha will have in her investment account after 8 years. This question uses compound interest. Since we want to find the total amount, we use the formula S equals to P in bracket 1 plus I powered by N. We know that P equals to 42,000, T equals to 8, and for Alpha Fund, K equals to 6.15%, which equals to 0.0615. And since they compounded quarterly, M equals to 4. First, find the value for I and N, which I equals to K per M and N equals to M times T. Substitute all the values into the formula, so S equals to 42,000 in bracket 1 plus 0.0615 over 4 and powered by 32. And we get S equals to 68,437 ringgit and 83 cents. And that is the total amount for Alpha Fund. Next, Sigma Trust. The K for Sigma Trust is 6.05%, which equals to 0.0605. And since they compounded monthly, so M equals to 12. And the rest of the value are the same. Substitute the values into the same formula, so S equals to 42,000 in bracket 1 plus 0.0605 over 12 and powered by 96. So S equals to 68,064 ringgit and 35 cents. And that is the total amount for Sigma Trust. Moving on. Calculate the interest earned for each scheme. So since we already know the value for P and the S for both schemes, we use formula I equals to S minus P. Substitute the respective values into the formula. So let's do Alpha Fund first. So I equals to 68,437 ringgit and 83 cents minus 42,000. And we got I equals to 26,437 ringgit and 83 cents. Next, for Sigma Trust, I equals to 68,064 ringgit and 35 cents minus 42,000. So I equals to 26,064 ringgit and 35 cents. Question 3. Based on the interest values, which scheme should Aisha choose? Justify your answer. From the previous question, we know Alpha Fund gives her a higher total interest, so the answer that complete with the justification is Alpha Fund because the total interest earned is higher. So lastly, after 3 years of investment in the scheme chosen in part 3, Aisha decides to add an additional 12,000 ringgit into the same investment account. Calculate the total amount she will have at the end of the 8-year period. Basically, we have to find the S for the additional 12,000 ringgit first using the formula S equals to P in bracket 1 plus I powered by N. The 12,000 ringgit was added after 3 years, so 8 minus 3 equals to 5 years. So put the each respective values into the formula and we got I equals to 0.0615 over 4 and N equals to 20. Then substitute the values into the S formula, so S equals to 12,000 in bracket 1 plus 0.0615 over 4 powered by 20. And S equals to 16,228 ringgit and 11 cents. Then add the previous S, so the new S equals to 68,437 ringgit and 83 cents plus 16,228 ringgit and 11 cents. So the total for S equals to 84,719 ringgit and 94 cents.
Alright, for this question, we use the compound interest formula, which is S equal P times 1 plus I to the power of X. First, I find the interest per period. The yearly rate is 7.25% and it's compounded 4 times a year. So I divide 0.0725 by 4 and I get 0.018125. Next, the number of period is 40 because there are 4 quarters in 1 year and we need to find that year. Now, I put everything into the formula. 148,667 ringgit 17 sen equal 5,600 times 1.108125 to the power of 40. Then I divide both sides and I get the value 2.93809. So for time, I use natural log. So log 2.93809 equal 40 times log 1.01812. Then I divide both sides and I get 40 equals 60. So T equal 15 years. That means the money needs 15 years to reach the final amount. So next we proceed with part B, question 1. For this question, we use the annuity formula, which is A equal R times the bracket 1 minus 1 plus I to the power of n divided by I. First, I find the interest per period. The yearly rate is 6.2% compounded 3 times a year. So, I divide 0.062 by 3 and that gives the periodic interest rate. Next, I find the number of period. The term is 128 months. Since there are 3 compounding period in 1 year and equal 3 times 128, which is 384. Now, I substitute everything into the formula. A equal 300 ringgit times the bracket 1 minus the value 1 plus 0.062 over 3 raised to the power of 384, or divided by 0.062 over 3. This gives me the value 48.3683. Finally, I multiply that by 300. So the total amount is 14,510 ringgit and 50 cents. Next question 1B. For this question, we also use the annuity formula. A equal R times the bracket 1 minus 1 plus I to the power of n divided by I. First, I find the interest rate per period. The yearly rate is 6% and it is compounded 12 times a year. So I divide 0.06 by 12 and I get 0.005. Next, I substitute the values into the annuity formula, which is 288,720 ringgit equals 900 ringgit times the bracket 1 minus the value 1.005 raised to the power negative n, all divided by 0.005. Then I divide both sides by 900 and multiply by 0.005. This gives me 320.8. So I get the equation 1 plus 1.604 equals 1.005 to the power negative n. Next, I take the natural log of both sides. So in 2.604 equal negative n times in 1.005. Then I divide to isolate n. That gives me 192. Finally, I divide 192 by 12. And I get 16 years. So the total time needed is 16 years.
For question 2 part B, Aiman purchased a house price at 520,000. He paid 25% as a down payment, and the remaining balance was financed through a housing loan charged at 4.35% interest compounded monthly for 30 years. For the first question, calculate the monthly payment. So here we need to find the value of R, and we can use the formula of future value, which is A equals to R bracket 1 minus bracket 1 plus I close bracket the power of negative n divided by I close bracket. Then we can put the information given into the formula, which is A equals to 520,000 times 0.75. Then we'll get the value of A, which is 790,000. And the value of K, 0.0435. M equals to 12. T equals to 30. N equals to 12 times 30. Then you will get the value of N, which is 360. 390,000 equals to R bracket 1 minus bracket 1 plus 0.0435 over 12 close bracket the power of negative 360 over 0.0435 over 12 close bracket. Then we will find the value of R, which is 1,941.47 ringgits. For question B, if Aiman missed the first 4 monthly payment, how much should he pay on the 5th payment to keep his payment up to date? So here we can use the future value formula, which is S equals to R bracket another bracket 1 plus I close the bracket the power of n minus 1 divided by I close the bracket. So now we can replace the information given into that formula. So we will get S equals to 1,941.47 bracket another bracket 1 plus 0.0435 over 12 close bracket the power of 5 minus 1 over 0.0435 over 12 close bracket. So we will get the value of S, which is 9,777.98. For question C, find the outstanding balance if Aiman decided to settle the loan in single payment immediately after paying for 20 years. So here we can use the present value formula again, which is A equals to R bracket 1 minus bracket 1 plus I, close bracket the power of negative n, divided by I, close bracket. Based on the information that are given in the question, we have the value of R, which is 1941.47, the value of I, 0.0435 over 12, n equals to 20 times 12 equals to 240, 360 minus 240 equals to 120. Then you will get the value of n, which is 120. Then we can put those information into that formula, which we will get A equals to 1941.47 bracket 1 minus bracket 1 plus 0.0435 over 12 close the bracket the power of negative 120 over 0.0435 over 12 close bracket. And we will get the value of A, which is 188,644.49.